Welcome, one and all, to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast for our review of AEW All Out. I am joined this evening by the indomitable one and only
Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe.
Yes, and while you're all gathering here, I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, Phil KOE, the king of the evolved, the king of the ethereal, the master of modesty, the king of punctuality, and also, whenever I'm on the political shows, I am the absolute prince and potentate of the political philosophy. And I am here to announce something this evening, folks. This has been quite the show, and there's a reason why I'm breaking into Jack Daniel's Gold this evening.
I promise we'll get to the review here
we will get there
shortly.
We will get there, but Tony, this is something that calls for a celebration, and I figure you might need a bit of a stiff drink for this one.
Yep.
There you go, sir. And also, we've got a special guest who's the mystery hand. Whoa! And yes, some Jack Daniel's Gold single barrel. Because before we go any further, I just would like to say, Tony, you've been a marvelous champion.
I'm the greatest champion.
You were a great champion, yes.
I'm always going to be the greatest champion.
But, well, I am afraid to inform you that this evening, folks, she's coming home. She's coming home. Our WP title's coming home. To the king of extreme, folks. I defeated this rapscallion ne'er-do-well to capture the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship, folks. This is the most momentous event to happen this entire year. This is going to be the event that turns it all around. Me capturing this championship is going to make it all better. This is going to be the reason the economy actually turns around. My God, this is going to be the reason the sun shines tomorrow, is that I captured the RWP Championship for all that is good, just, and right in this world. It was necessary. It had to happen, folks. And I have become, once again, the RWP champion, seven-time champion. A seven-time champion. So, Tony, no hard feelings, champ, but I do mean this from the bottom of my heart.
You fuck yourself?
Nah.
Go fuck
Nah. All right, now as we go forward, onward, upward into the car, and folks, don't worry. This is going to be the event that really turns it all around. Like, this is going to be the event that makes...
We'll get into this event here in a second, but let me, before we dive into this review, make it abundantly clear that he won this on a fucking botch. That's how he wins all his titles, is by accident. 7 times now. So let's just
must not be an accident if I got to lucky 7.
Yeah, well, it was luck.
Sorry,
through and through.
Oh well, come on, it's a match with Mimosa, and you thought Cassidy was doing the JOB. You deserve to lose your title. Come on.
He should have done the JOB. Let's get into this fucking review.
Okay, I apparently enjoyed this event significantly more than I did.
They need to hear me too. Don't hog it.
No. They need to hear from their new champion. I brought this
everybody in the next county can hear the champ.
This
all right?
is the bountiful harvest that I have brought to the KOE Nation this evening before harvest has even started.
Hang on. Before we jump into the review, we have a comment from one Tom. It says, Tony looks like a midget. Hey, Tom, at least I don't have to put on a costume to pleasure my girl.
Oh, ouch. Wow. I didn't go there. Wow. All right. Well, Tom, thanks for joining us. I have just captured the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship with my amazing predicting powers, because on top of being the king of wrestling prediction. As you've come to know, I am the prince and potentate of, yes, new champion Victor Nash. I have captured the championship this evening.
All right, let's explain
I will lead this world into a better tomorrow, I promise.
They're here for this, not for you.
Oh, they're here for this.
All right.
And Tom got back to you. Oopsies.
Tom has a emoji.
Ouch, man. Yeah, all right. Oh, man, that was pretty, but yes, thank you. So, Tom, you can pretty much guarantee I'm going to show this off.
All right, so let's get into the review of AEW's All Out 2020. We did not watch the pre-show, so I'm sorry if you expected that, but we're going into the main show. That's what we predicted. That's what we're going to talk about. Let's start at the top. We open the show.
Before we just take a quick nose of this.
I did.
You know what it smells like?
Copper.
Victory.
Yeah, it smells like copper. So, and yes, of course, well played. Of course, always well played. So we started out All Out with the Dr. Britt Baker versus Big Swole, which is the worst fucking wrestling name I might have ever heard.
I could have swore that was somebody else from the 90s.
It probably was. It was a cinematic, tooth and nail, garbage cinematic match. This took place in her doctor office, and it was not good. I didn't like this at all. Didn't know J.J. Dillon had a title.
Oh,
wow.
Flattery will get you nowhere, sir. Comparing me to the great JJ? Yeah. I mean, Jesus. What are you going to do? Call me Bobby the Brain Heenan next? Oh, no. Fuck
call
me.
him Bobby the Brain Heenan. So this match took place in her doctor office. Both of the fucking PhDs got smashed over the head. They fought in a dumpster. Reba ended up in a dumpster, and she even wore a banana peel on her fucking head. Then we got the Novocaine in the leg. And
let me inject. On the Novocaine, I actually said, jokingly, what is she going to inject herself with the Novocaine?
Of course.
And 5 seconds later, she injects herself with the Novocaine by accident. I thought it was going to be oh my gosh, you're going to it purposely. And so that was interesting.
Then Big Swole takes the gas and puts Baker out and gets the win. It was stupid. They're not. Baker's the star here. I don't know why they're feeling the need to push Big Swole. She's, not a fan. Baker's the star.
She can
push
work.
Baker. She can't. Sorry.
I
gave it. What did you rate this one, Phil?
I was not Victor Nash. I agree. I was not too entertained by this one. Other than when wait, is she going to inject herself with the Novocaine? She just injected herself with the Novocaine. So we saw someone injected with Novocaine, and gas was used against them, weaponized.
Yeah.
How? I remember somebody said pro wrestlers are some of the worst criminals. Because they do all of their crime and all right, Tony, if we're pro wrestling criminals, hey, Tony, let's plan this crime while we both face the camera, okay?
Ooh.
Let's talk the way nobody does.
Yeah.
And so, pro wrestlers are some of the worst criminals, and this was another case of, both of these people tried to murder each other on film. It's I don't care what match contract you sign. People are going to jail for this shit. So, it was kind of entertaining, but I was not too pleased. I gave it a half star, which is tied for one of the lowest rated matches in RWP history.
I don't rate cinematic matches on a 5-star scale. It's a movie, so I'm going to give it a grade. And I gave this one a D+. Pretty generous. I mean, it started out fine enough. They actually fought. I thought, okay, maybe they're going to turn something out here. And then it got really, really stupid. And no, D+. Didn't love it. Dave Meltzer would have said 3.5 stars, so I can't wait to see his shit reviews.
Yeah, we kind of made the joke that, Dave would give it 3.5 stars if he were going to review it because he thinks I'm an AEW mark.
You are.
If he thinks I am, then I don't
we do, but we suck way less than you.
I mean, I've got a championship title. I don't see your championship title. I just won it tonight.
Who's the random hand? That is our co-host off screen.
Yes, it's a mystery.
It's a mystery, yes. Moving down.
And also, do take the opportunity, folks, if you get a chance, after you're done with us, of course, like, share, subscribe here at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast.
Especially if you think we suck. Tell us we suck next time.
Yes, let us know we suck with a thumbs up. Okay?
And
that's the best way to tell us.
D-.
D-, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tom, he's also got a good thing over there. Check him out, Tom Foolery Show. We'll be plugging him in all of our shows throughout. Sorry, I am an endless well of shameless self-promotion.
Moving along, we had the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Express tag team-ish match. This was a standard Young Bucks match where they did absolutely fucking everything. Both teams are babyface, but you had Marco Stunt out there working heel manager, and then the Bucks hurting the injured manager so it made no fucking sense. There was no fucking story here. Jungle Boy is the fucking workhorse of this match. He was what held this together.
Luchasaurus seemed a little off.
He's always a little off.
Now, he's a lot older than he gives off, being from the Cretaceous period.
Fucking terrible.
So yeah, I know you don't.
I'm about to rate this match lower because of that comment. Jesus, man.
What did you give it?
Because of Jungle Boy's actual work in the match, I did give it 3. It was a decent enough match, but the Young Bucks matches are just plagued with inconsistencies, no fucking rules to follow, no story being told. It was schizophrenic at best. But Jungle Boy, solid worker, I gave it 3.
I was a lot more entertained with this match than you were.
Yes, you were.
There was a decent work rate throughout. They kept a good story going. Jungle Boy and the Young Bucks did a great job of wrestling around Luchasaurus, because now I got to give the guy a little bit of leeway. He's coming back off of knee surgery, and he's coming back way sooner than he should. But he's just getting out there.
Then just wait.
I'm giving it 3.75 because I really enjoyed it.
Way too fucking generous.
Wash me in your judgment, internet. And we had a comment, T?
Oh, yes. Tom is dying to know who's off screen. We'll get there.
We will get there. We will get there.
Victor says C+.
Most matches I go on a 5-star scale because that's how Meltzer did it, and so we kind of did it as a joke. And now, even over on KOE Nation, I rate whiskeys and such on a 5-star scale, which we're the only people that grade spirits in that scale. But I like having that individual, kind of piece of the market put, cornered for us.
Easy enough for people to understand.
Yeah.
Moving along, we got, I believe it was the Battle Royal next, was it not?
Yes.
We, surprisingly, I had Lance Archer, he had Kingston, and it came down to those two. The Casino Battle Royal is so convoluted with rules that are impossible to follow. It's very, very busy.
Trying to reinvent the wheel.
And yeah, they're reinventing the wheel, and it's a square. And it's not perfect by any means. They got a long way to go here. In the end, it did come down to the two guys that we had picked to win. Lance Archer did win this, so he will get a future world title shot, we assume. But it was really busy. A lot happened. And unfortunately, a lot of the workers got eliminated, and it got to be the gimmicks that were kind of hanging out in the ring. What we have to mention, though.
Yeah. Both of our picks were the last two.
You are, dipshit.
It's like that old country song, saying I ain't worth a damn with that ticket that he bought. Like, so
Matt Sydal was the fucking Joker card, last entrant, and the smoke and the elaborate entrance, and they're like making his AEW debut, and he ascends the turnbuckle and goes to do a shooting star and pancake waffles himself in the mat instantly. It was right up there with Shockmaster bad debut.
Yeah, the debut, like he just went for a shooting star and just flopped flatter than a fucking plate of piss, okay? You can't get any flatter than that. Yeah,
no, it was bad.
And you could just see, for the next minute, he just wishes he was anywhere else in this world.
Yeah.
He wishes he was...
He should have just jumped over the rope, eliminated himself, and said, I'll try again fucking next time. Sorry.
Yeah, and I almost wonder if he was going to win originally, and then they...
No, we're going to keep going.
Oh, you think...
We'll keep going.
Sir,
yeah.
I have just won the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship. This party and celebration will go on into the night. After we cut cameras here, People are coming. I've already got guests over that aren't even on camera. This is going to be the celebration of the summer, and you were here to see the beginnings of it, sir. You should be so lucky.
So eventually Kingston and Archer are on the outside. It took forever to set up.
Both of our picks, Kingston and Archer, were the last two.
But Archer finally takes Kingston and chucks him into the Butcher and the Blade and wins the whole thing. It was a little convoluted. It was really slow, but they finally got there. I didn't love it. By Archer winning, he gave the results of the main event. Well, geez. I'm sorry. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's like, if we could have predicted the future more, we could have predicted the future
I'm hoping
more.
Everybody who's watching us, the zero of you that have watched the show. So finally, Archer gets the win. I don't know. It was really busy. It was really convoluted. I didn't love it. I gave it 2 stars.
I kind of had to agree with you because it was a good battle royal, but again, they're kind of reinventing the wheel. It's a little convoluted, and the dude flopping on his fucking head in the middle of the debut. Yeah. What was his name? Do you remember?
Matt Sydal, I believe.
Okay, yeah, that's how memorable it was of his, like, he's up there with Shockmaster and Titus O'Neil going under the ring at Greatest Royal Rumble. Yeah. And like that's up there. Like
Pretty bad.
Yeah, so
and he was one of the final 4. Ridiculous. Anyway, moving along, I believe we came to the match that is going to be hotly contested for reasons obvious because Phil lucked into a championship. Sammy Guevara, Matt Hardy.
No luck when you get there 7 times.
Yeah, well, Sammy Guevara, Matt Hardy was a no rules anywhere falls broken bullshit awful match. Immediately they're in the back. Immediately they're fighting backstage. Immediately they ascend up to a scaffold truck, and immediately they go for a spear off of that down to a table, and they crash through the table, and Matt Hardy's head bounces off the concrete like a fucking basketball. He's literally out cold. He has no idea where he is, but he's not willing to break character because it's his most natural thing to do. The dude could not be more fucked up. And they eventually call the match. The bell rings. They say he can't continue. The guy's concussed badly. He's in poor shape. So Sammy Guevara starts walking off. Matt Hardy's taken off. And for no good damn reason, they restart the match after it's already been called.
Now, Tony's tried to call foul on this, but I'm sorry, folks. I will cite the professional wrestling precedent of Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels Iron Man match where the referee restarted the contest.
Because it was
I'm sorry, Your Honor. If we look at precedent, it stands, sir. So...
Not even remotely in the same fucking realm of universes. No, you're an ass for even bringing that classic up with this pile of shit.
Oh!
Eventually, they fight up top of a scaffold, and Guevara falls off onto a much softer crash pad. Matt Hardy gets the quote-unquote win after already losing the match. Phil's going to take the cheap win here. And, if I were a bigger piece of
by
shit,
inch or mile.
I would say no, I retained because he already lost.
By an inch,
but that's neither here nor there. I gave it a half a star because it sucked.
So you're tying up some of the worst matches we've
ever seen. Yeah, it sucked. It was not a good match.
I am going to say it is the best 1-star match we've ever seen.
There's no one. You're trying to spell. You almost.
You're getting there. You'll get there, man. You'll get there. You just wish you were this awesome to capture the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship.
There's no one watching, so he's saying he's no. That's fair. There's no one.
Yeah. I mean, if you're calling yourself nobody, I get it.
We're getting heel heat. We're getting heel heat.
I mean, yes.
Bring it in.
So we move along. I will say, Tony.
You gave it what?
It was the best 1-star match we ever had.
It was a terrible fucking match. Terrible match.
There's no better 1-star match.
Moving along, 8-man tag match. The Dark Order, the supposed heavy hitters of the Dark Order versus Scorpio Sky, Dustin Rhodes.
Dork Order, as they call them.
Well, yes, of course.
The Dustin Rhodes.
QT Marshall. Yeah.
I can't believe it's not Zack Ryder. And Matt Cardona now. I'll be nice.
It was an 8-man tag match. It was busy as fuck. Nobody knew who was legal at any given fucking moment. They did a bunch of stuff. I mean, the veterans like Dustin, he held this thing together as best he could, but it wasn't great. And surprisingly, the Dark Order did not win. Even though they just put the belt on Brody Lee, the TNT title, they're having him lose matches now. This is stupid. Even in an 8-man tag where he doesn't eat the pin, this is stupid. You're supposed to be pushing him as a champion, and he's losing matches. This is dumb. I don't understand it. They're trying to push the idea that Colt Cabana is finally going to see the real Brody Lee and how horrible he is. It was just busy. It sucked. I didn't love it. 2.5.
I was not in love with this match either, and I actually agreed with your score. It was a good even.
Finally, somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Thank you.
Guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You philosopher master, you, for coming by and to praise this amazing event in which your King of Extreme has captured the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship.
What did you rate this one, Phil?
2.5.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
It wasn't. It
was a Dynamite match because Dynamite for the last 2 months straight has had an 8-man tag match on every fucking show, and this deserved to be on Dynamite. This did not need to be on a pay-per-view for $50. This had no business being there. You want to have a match with Brody Lee in it? Have him defend the fucking title. But no, we're getting that on Dynamite instead. Makes no sense. The booking is atrocious with this. Moving along.
Is it terrible to say I kind of hope Dustin wins?
Well, yeah, me too. But it's not going to happen. Moving along, the women's title match. Hikaru Shida defending the women's title against the NWA Women's Champion, Thunder Rosa. Had a lot of high hopes for this one. Honestly, Thunder Rosa's the...
Boy, did Thunder Rosa carry that match.
Yeah.
Can I just go ahead and say it?
Yeah. Yes,
right.
Dustin Brody for the TNT title.
Yes.
The MVP will be Dustin hands down in that match.
I would love...
And he will lose, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, he will, but I'd love to see Dustin capture the TNT title. And then we get Cody Dustin 2.
Not going to happen.
A rematch of the 2019 match of the year.
Yeah. Unfortunately, for this women's title match, Thunder, during the match, feels like somebody's bottle feeding somebody here, but who is it? And it became abundantly clear that it was Thunder Rosa. And I'm sorry, but yeah, she really tried her hardest to put Shida over here. But Shida was a couple steps off throughout this whole thing. I don't know. It went a long time. This thing, I'm assuming because the Hardy match got cut short, these two were expected to kind of fill gaps. But this thing went on and on and on. And by the time it was finally over,
can we do it?
Thank you.
We got to sing it. We were at one point, we had to sing. This was the match that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friend. Well, they just started wrestling it, not knowing what it was, and they'll just keep on wrestling it forever just because. And yes,
and this is the podcast that will never end. Nobody cares about you two.
Yeah,
you're still watching. You're still watching. You're still watching.
Stalker.
I love it.
Nice.
Hey, Stalker's great.
Hey, we'll take it.
Be like Lee for Tenacious D. I can watch soap opera for free. Then go watch it, Tom. I'm sure you'll have a nice...
I was about to say, but...
I'm sure you'll pour yourself a champagne.
Here. You needed to
be
here
water.
To see the crowning of a new champion, a new era.
Thunder Rosa should have won.
I'm with you,
I agree, man. I agree.
Yeah,
I think she should have. Absolutely.
I would have loved that. I would have been watching
on
Wednesday just to see where they would have gone with that.
Exactly.
I mean, the NWA... Now, because she is... I have to say this. Because she is the NWA Women's Champion, and the NWA is run by Billy Corgan, I'm very disappointed that the NWA has not yet have a despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage match. I'm actually kind of disappointed that one hasn't come out yet.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I gave it 2.75. It would have actually got higher if they would have ended it 5 minutes sooner.
Yeah, I said 2.75 as well. It easily would have been 3 or higher had they gone home on one of the many opportunities they had. But it was what it was. I'd like to see more Thunder Rosa. Unfortunately, I'd like to see a little bit less Shida. No, I want to watch this, but you said it was $50 on pay-per-view. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Yep, it was. But we're getting to the good part here, folks.
Well, it could have been great.
There's a couple of good parts. Well, we got FTR versus the tag champions.
So,
that was actually pretty damn good.
Let's talk about the best match of the night. Hands down, easily. A real tag team match.
We maybe the next match after this.
Easily the best tag team match of the night. Easily the best match of the night. A real tag team match with real rules, real psychology, and a real story. FTR going up against the champs, Omega and Page. They've been teasing the dissension between Omega and Page. They've been teasing the heel turn for both guys now. Great match. Cash and Dax are just easily the best tag team in the world right now. They did the right thing. They put the belts on FTR. Mm-hmm. They got the win after 2 spike pile drivers.
2 best tag team wrestlers probably on the planet right now.
Yeah, easily.
And
easily.
They finally won a tag title that means something.
Exactly.
And, they just so perfect. Now, they had great psychology, but not quite as good as a match we're going to be talking about a little later.
Just fuck yourself.
No, I'm talking about the main event. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, yeah.
God damn.
New champs. FTR. Congratulations to FTR.
Now,
absolutely.
FTR, yes, I'll raise my glass to you, gentlemen. As one champ, newly crowned this evening, to another champ's newly crowned this evening. I understand heavy hangs a head that wears a crown. It can be quite a bit, but you will have a long, prosperous reign, much like I gave it 4 stars.
Yeah, this was a 4-star match. I loved it. Everything was pretty much seamless. Even the spots that could have gone badly. Damn. FTR is just that good. Great match. Cannot wait to see what they do with them moving forward. I'm assuming that Hangman will be joining them as well as Spears, and you'll have the makeshift 4 horsemen with Tully Blanchard as the manager. Love it. Keep doing it. Keep the belts on them for fucking ever. But unfortunately, it'll probably be the Young Bucks if I can take the time. I digress. It'll
be a great match, though.
Half of it will. Moving along.
We move along to one of the most interesting, probably what will easily be AEW's Hell in a Cell match.
Oh, Jesus, man.
The Mimosa Mayhem. Now, Tony, I don't know why you're shitting on this. You remember all the great classic Mimosa Mayhem matches we've had? Ricky Steamboat versus Ric Flair, Mimosa Mayhem, summer of 1987. Mankind versus Undertaker, Mimosa Mayhem match, 1997.
Yeah, they stressed over and over in this match that this is the first match of its kind. But nice try. Fuck this match. It was stupid.
The Rock versus Hulk Hogan, Mimosa Mayhem match, the month after WrestleMania. I mean, come on now, Tony.
We have a comment. Hang on. Victor S. What belt is it that Brian Cage has? He has the FTW belt. This was a belt that Taz debuted back in ECW in, I think, 97 or 98.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Because the world title was in flux, so he brought this out. And it really didn't get defended a lot. Him and Sabu traded a little bit. It doesn't have a lot of lineage. They retired it shortly after. But since WWE doesn't have any copyright on that belt, Taz was able to bring it to AEW and put it on Brian Cage. And I always loved the belt. I thought it looked good. I'm actually liking that they have that in canon in AEW.
It's a good way to introduce a third title in a way that they do and they don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's kind of like the $1 million title.
Yes. But I'll be honest with the match we're talking about now.
The Mimosa Mayhem match.
Versus I think this might go down as the farthest spread between ratings in Revolutionary Wrestling podcast history between Tony G and I. Now,
it was garbage.
It might have something to do with the fact that this was the match that came down to who was going to decide who walked away with the match.
Honestly.
If Chris Jericho would have won, Tony would have retained his title. If Jericho goes in the Mimosa or eats the pin, I win the championship. So it might have the teeny tiny.
Very much like the TNA title. Yes.
Yes. But
So, yes, this was the match that came down to who retained or who won. And I took Jericho because surely in a rubber match, the guy who's got 3 decades of experience behind him isn't going to put over a guy that's has no future. Like, where do you go with Orange Cassidy after a win here?
TNT
clearly,
title, world title,
Jericho has
titles.
to win this to get back some of his credibility. That didn't happen here.
Put him in the ring.
Jericho fucking
Conor Mayweather. That's where you go with him.
Again. This is ridiculous. Like, Jericho has a future after this. Like, they're going to make him feud with, like, Mike Tyson. He's going to be still ratings. Orange Cassidy there's nothing you can do with him that's going to be legitimate. It's a joke. It's stupid. And this match sucked.
Orange Cassidy is also the biggest ratings getter on AEW.
Because of Jericho.
Maybe.
And once you move him off of Jericho, he's going to do fucking nothing.
We will see.
This is going to be a fart in the wind, and it's going to end, and he's not going to be a ratings cash cow like they expect it to be. This is stupid.
Well, I mean, really, I get your opinion, but really, what do you know? You're not even the RWP champion, so...
Rudy, no way he lost. Yeah, unfortunately, Jericho fucking lost.
He went into the mimosa. Orange Cassidy hit him with the elbow while Jericho was losing his balance on the ropes, and bam, he goes into the pool of mimosa, and the Mimosa Mayhem match was won by the freshly squeezed one. Tony, what did you rate this?
I gave it, on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, I gave this a 1 shit out of 3 possible shits.
Shits are when Tony really doesn't like. I gave it 3 stars as a match because...
Fuck!
Okay, Tony.
No, there's nothing even remotely close to a 3-star match between Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho. Like, you can say all you want.
When
Chris
that
Jericho gives
mimosa splashed in his face to get out of the lion tamer, I was like, look at the technical prowess of Orange Cassidy.
A guy who doesn't try.
Move.
A guy who doesn't try got out of the lion tamer.
With mimosa.
Brilliant.
In a mimosa match. I mean, my
brilliant
God,
booking,
sir.
Tony Khan, you fucking mark. Stupid.
Brilliant, sir. Thank you for
Cassidy
the title
versus Sammy. You know what? That actually would be a decent
match.
matchup. Sammy should win. Cassidy should never win ever again.
Good job, Victor Nash. That would be a damn fine match.
Fuck Cassidy. I'm over it. I am so over Orange Cassidy.
Does it have anything to do with the fact that he cost you your title night?
No, I didn't like him before.
Okay, it might have a little something to do. Maybe a little. So I gave it 3 stars. Tony gave it 1 shit.
The fact that you gave that 3 is a joke. And it reflects...
It's Chris Jericho.
It reflects how you want
He will give you a goddamn 3-star match with a fucking broom handle. Okay?
Well, he didn't even have a broom handle tonight. He had a mop.
And he still got a 3-star match
No,
out
he
of it.
didn't. I can't wait to see Dave Meltzer pretend to give that
Tony,
3.5 stars.
Let's be fair here. You're probably being a little unfair to this match because it cost you the title. I'm probably being a little generous just by a teeny tiny bit.
By about 3 stars, yes.
No.
Let's move right along. Let's move along.
The main event. Maxwell Jacob Friedman versus one Jonathan Moxley.
For the AEW World title, no less. And let me just say this. Folks, AEW had money, license to print money right there in the crosshairs. All they had to do,
put it on,
pull the trigger and put that gold on Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Okay, that too.
That's all you had to do.
I mean,
that's all you had to do. Tonight, they decided to go in a different direction, and they kept the belt on one Jonathan Moxley. I have no words. Like, it was so perfect. MJF is brilliant on the mic. Mm-hmm. He's amazing in the ring.
Amazing heel.
He's the perfect heel right now, and you didn't put the belt on him. You kept it on Jon Moxley. Bold move. Bold move.
Hey, you got to give the guy a decent run. Give AEW credit. They give their world champions an actual legitimate run.
Jericho's only doing it because his in-ring contract's almost up, giving Cassidy a push. They're trying to make Orange Cassidy a star. It's just not going to happen.
TV ratings say he is.
Because of Jericho.
I hope
contract, so. Yes, of course.
Yeah, oh yeah, we got you, man. But and thank you for watching, and please like, share, subscribe to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. But yeah, Jericho, do you think he's going to go back on the road, or do you think he'll eventually resign?
Well, now that they're starting to reopen concerts, I'm assuming at some point he will take a break to do concerts, but I don't know.
Now, I don't know. Before we move on, one more thing about the Jericho match. Tony and I were joking that when, not if, but when Jericho goes back to WWE and he's asking for a big money contract and he's got some big number he's throwing out, Vince is going to pop in a tape of Jericho frolicking around in a vat of mimosa and say, why don't we just trim 20% off that offer?
Yep.
And Jericho will be, Fair enough.
You could probably take more off.
But
and because Archer won the Battle Royal, they didn't want two heels fighting for the title.
I know.
Well,
I know.
You would think that's true, but in AEW, heels and faces
to
clearly don't fucking matter.
To quote Randy Marsh from South Park, I know. Yeah. But back to the main event of Moxley versus MJF. It was actually a damn fine match.
No,
there was great psychology. There was great heel work. MJF was just a shitty heel the whole time. Got a great Crimson Mask.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was actually going to seal it, that he was going to win it because he's going to have the Crimson Mask holding the belt up high. Would have been a great visual.
Would have been.
But it was actually a perfect way to break up Wardlow and MJF. Wardlow misses the ring pass.
Versus Wardlow. We're getting there.
Yes.
It's going to happen.
MJF doesn't get the ring in time. The ref is distracted. He turns around. Mox hits the finish that was banned in the match. I love that stipulation. I know it's silly, but everybody gets it. Like, even when you're a little kid and you hear, wait, he can't use his finish? Why, that's not fair. Like, it just... And so, yeah, this was a mountain that Moxley had to climb.
It was a really good match. MJF's pretty much golden in whatever he does. He really held this thing together. Even when John Moxley tried to revert to his garbage wrestling on the outside for like 5 minutes straight. Like, towards the end, when they're both just worn out, exhausted, bleeding, punching, slapping each other. It worked. They did it right. But eventually, Wardlow throws in the ring. MJF goes to pick it up off of the canvas. Sees John Moxley. Oh, no. Moxley, with the ref distracted, hits the illegal paradigm shift. So you've got a bit of an out there for MJF. He's got something to complain about. We can continue this, even though Archer does have the next title shot, we assume, at Full Gear. So there's somewhere to go with this. MJF's not buried here. He has an out. I liked the match a lot because MJF's amazing. I gave it 3.75.
I'm going to give two scales here.
Okay.
One scale is going to only judge MJF's heel work.
Okay.
And as a heel, from one heel to another, I give MJF's heel work 5 stars.
Yep.
Okay? 5-star heel work.
Yep.
Almost, in terms of like just a masterclass for what a heel should do, it's almost like the perfect example. Overall, I'm going to be a little more generous than you and give this 4 stars.
All right.
This was a damn fine match. It really...
Moxley's best match of the year.
Maybe. We'll look back on it. This is one of MJF's better matches.
I honestly liked it.
Him and Jungle Boy was damn good.
This was great. Yeah, this was a really good match.
Yeah, I cannot dispute. I was thoroughly entertained. And now, while we didn't get the outcome we wanted in the main event, Tony, in the end, the most important outcome became reality. And that was me becoming the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion.
Even though Matt Hardy lost his match.
And then won it.
No.
And, Your Honor, I used the precedent of Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania.
And that doesn't even remotely compare to this. It's not even remotely close. Not even in the same wheelhouse.
I'm sorry, folks, but Matt Hardy did win that match. Overall, it was way better than both WWE past 2 pay-per-views and more matches.
It did have more matches. I'll say that. Here's the difference.
Dominic Mysterio was really
better
good.
than Payback for sure. SummerSlam surprised me. And you know what? I only had to pay $10 for SummerSlam. This cost me $50, and I had to watch Big Swole Britt Baker. I had to watch Orange Cassidy push Jericho into a fucking pool of Tang. The Young Bucks did a bunch of stuff. There was a lot of Dynamite matches. I don't know if it was better than SummerSlam. I don't feel like it was.
Well,
even though FTR and MJF
that
killed
is subjective,
this show, they really put this show a lot higher than it could have been.
What does make this show better than SummerSlam is me capturing the Revolution. Come on, did you not see that coming?
Another technicality that was complete bullshit. So,
Tony,
stay the course, Phil.
Inch or
stay
mile,
the course.
And yes, do not worry, folks. Your King of Extreme will be here as your champion going forward and upward as I defend, and I will finally break my Sasha Banks curse. No, actually, I did that at Royal Rumble. I finally broke the curse of never defending my title successfully. And so this is going to be the longest championship reign of Extreme that there has ever been, folks.
I doubt it.
This one, well, we're not having another wrestling pay-per-view till late September.
Yeah, we got a couple weeks before the next one.
Yes.
So enjoy a couple weeks, and I'll get it back.
Oh, no, folks. This is going to be quite the reign. And I did this for you. Folks, this is the event that's going to turn it all around. This is what is going to make the economy turn around. This is what's going to make everything go better. This is what's going to help make the sun shine brighter tomorrow. Is me winning the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship. Tomorrow, the ocean will taste a little sweeter. The air will be a little crisper. The sun will be more beautiful and bright than you have ever known it, because we are entering a new era of the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship, where I, your King of Extreme, will lead us to a new tomorrow, lead us to a better world. We will get there together, KOE Nation.
You're going to lose viewers if you don't give it back now. I agree. Give it back.
This belt has found its proper home. Folks, this is where it belongs, and thank you for being here to witness this momentous occasion. This,
Yep, another skid mark on your title reigns. I agree.
Tony, come now. I mean, there's the founding of America, the writing of the Epic of Gilgamesh, the invention of the Gutenberg Press, and Phil KOE becoming Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship, man walking on the moon. These are all the great accomplishments of humanity, and we were all here together to see it. This is amazing, folks. Thank you for being here. And
what are the rumors of Brock Lesnar? Brock
to AEW confirmed.
Brock Lesnar is not going to go to AEW. He's going to try to fight John Bones Jones in the UFC.
Oh, please.
That's what's going to happen. And then he'll go back to WWE. Brock Lesnar will never be in AEW.
Now, as much as I'd say it, I will go on record here. If Brock Lesnar and John Jones get in the ring, John Jones will fucking crush Brock Lesnar. It's not
Lesnar
even
for the win.
It's not even going to be close. Lesnar's doing this for a payday. He knows what the conclusion of the match will be before he goes in. He's going to get knocked out.
Lesnar for the win.
Lesnar knocked out probably around round 3.
Probably. Lesnar for the
win. That's just my prediction. Yeah. Brock is going to go, and he's going to get paid so much money that it might actually he's going to have so much money coming to him, he's probably going to actually affect the GDP of Canada after this payment for this fight. At least the province he's in, he's probably going to actually affect its overall GDP for that year just by his payment for that one fight.
John Jones is a real...
Brock Lesnar is also an NCAA finalist, and he's
a former UFC heavyweight champion.
Yeah, you can't take nothing.
Jones
I got you, Victor. I like Brock. I'm a big fan, but I have John Jones by a better fighter. I'm sorry. Jones is just has more skill.
No, he's had more fights recently.
True. He's more trained. He knows what he's doing. He's so unorthodox.
Can we make that?
He's a wrestling freaking machine.
Can we put Juice on a pole fight?
Oh, ouch. There was talk of them going Ronin, and they both tested positive at the same time, and so they were just both going to go to some island and fight on pay-per-view. And it's all right, condition of the contract is you have to basically pay what Dana White's going to sue us.
Do it.
And so, but now they don't have to do that, and Dana White can promote it.
Can't wait.
So I would love to see it, but I'm sorry, Brock is Lesnar re-signed the
time for Mania. Yeah, probably.
You don't suppose this is a ploy to try and get more money in his next contract negotiation with WWE, just like it was last time, do you?
Every time 100 Prince. Yeah.
100%. Every
time.
If Brock Lesnar showed up in AEW within the next 6 months, I would
3 appearances, 1 match, back to WWE.
Yeah, I was about to say I would shit a chicken. I'd be like, "What?
Not gonna happen."
Brock? How did like?" And I was about to say, like, he heard like, "What? Tony Khan's got $50 million to burn. I'll take me some of that."
Yeah.
And I suspect if he did show up, it's Vince McMahon just going like, "Go drain that money, Mark, while the getting's good. Get back here." You don't Vince has done that with Hogan. He's done that with everybody. So,
well, if something happens on the Lesnar front, join us here, obviously. But join us back here for, I believe, Clash of the Champions will be the next one, where I become an 8-time champion, get back my title, rightfully so, after a non-bullshit fucking match. Take us home, Phil.
Well, folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, this has been our review of the excellent All Out pay-per-view by AEW. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, the 7-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, your king of extreme, the king of the evolved, the king of the ethereal, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, the master of modesty, and one damn handsome man and the favorite man you've ever seen on YouTube, Phil KOE. Like, share, subscribe to Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. Like, share, subscribe to KOE Nation. Like, share, subscribe to Big Buckin' Entertainment and the Dog and Chicken Show, folks. Do it. You know it's the right thing. All that being said, thank you for being here. Bye-bye. Tom Pinion, check out the Tomfoolery Show, too. Great show where you can see your King of Extreme come by from time to time. And folks, thank you for being here for this momentous occasion. It was actually a pleasure to share this evening with all of you. Thank you for being here. Please join us going forward, and I am going to sign off and hand it off to my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only,
Tony fucking G. Thanks for joining us. We will see you next time for, I assume, Clash of Champions.
Catch you later, folks.